what is your overarching strategy to approach the student choice initiative that will potentially cut your funds due to the opt-out option?
I would like to keep all of the RSU services open, but we really need to prioritize our equity service centers. We have to prioritize our copyrights business center, printing for students, and we have to prioritize any services that marginalized students and students with any kinds of needs really rely on the RSU for. I don't think we need the retreat. I don't think we need, fancy catering for RSU board meetings. And I think that the essential services are what we have to look at and make sure that we keep.
I would actually rally as a voice for Ryerson students and make sure that I'm connecting with universities across Ontario, because it's not just a Ryerson problem, it's an Ontario student problem. Often first, second year students are unaware of what the RSU actually offers them, and it is a service that they're paying for. So to prevent them from opting out, we should ideally just inform them of what we're offering, and that will make students stay in.
First thing we need to show the students what actually the RSU does. Like this year, whoever gets elected needs to work with the current staff at the RSU and organize an event where students actually are showcased to what is happening with student unions and student groups that will lose funding when the next year starts. Also, important, the equity service centers, like Adam said, do need to remain open. Those are essential services.
Just hearing about it, I feel like I'm okay with that. The idea that you're allowed to opt out if you don't see what you want to see. Because I feel like if what's going on right now is so great, why is it that we have to force people to stay within the program?
What is your plan to prevent corruption and financial mismanagement of the RSU?
On day one for this current administration, they fired the general manager. On day one for us, we will rehire a general manager. And I think that, having an AGM that gets quorum with more than just bare minimum, to have a lot of proposed bylaw amendments that we want to make it crystal clear that we as a students' union should not have access to credit cards, that we as a students' union will publish our budget live.
The first thing I would do as well in office is hire back a general manager. I think it's important for accountability and holding the executives accountable for their actions. But also the executives need to be just accountable in themselves and make sure that they're following the rules, and there are already rules in place that allow them to know how to actually allocate funds and what to do. That's the first thing I would do as president, is make sure that every single one of my execs and the board is reading the policies to ensure what is proper procedure, what are the rules, and what is not.
First, the second thing they did, instead of fire the general manager, was raise their salaries. So we got to freeze executive salaries payments to a maximum of 5% increase per year. I feel like that keeps the RSU budget, first of all, lower, and second of all, it doesn't allow students to raise their salary by $11,000. As well, once again, hire and maintain a general manager position. The general manager position is put in place to keep consistency in the RSU for years to come. So you want to have a policy in that contract that states they can't be fired for no desirable reason, like what happened this year.
So I guess my whole thing is, this kind of goes about like what my whole idea of what my whole platform would be about. I'm running independently because I don't want the connections. I do not want to be connected in a way that I might feel some sort of pressure from like the organization or whatever to do what they want or their agenda.